Chapter 1111, Criteria for Choosing a Man. Old Master Zai expressed that he was someone who had something to attend to tonight. He had to share the joy with his elderly partner by telling her the good news. Old Master Zai's situation was a little melancholic, but it was also very sentimental. Besides the auntie, Zaihua was all alone in the living room. She felt extremely sorrowful as she was the only one without love. Fine, she decided to get help and would begin with going on blind dates from tomorrow onward. As for that Tiandong, she had simply thrown him to the back of her mind. No one understood the struggles in Zaihua's heart. The other members of the Zai family had already returned to their rooms. They were all busy and did not have the time. Xiao Nan, who had been pinned down, cried and scratched a few times on Zai Sheng's back. Don't be too much. Zai Sheng was panting heavily. Am I too much? Or are you? You're really not coming back after going to the house of the Zhu family. At the thought that he had been alone in his room for a few nights, Zai Sheng could not help increasing the vigor and intensity of his movements, which provoked Xiao Nan to bite him. I have already told you before. Don't owe too many debts. Otherwise, you're the one who will suffer. If you let a man who had taken meat before endure for a period of time, the fire in his body would accumulate. It was extremely terrifying. You, rogue! Xiao Nan wanted to cry, but there were no more tears. Having a soldier as a husband was good except for this aspect. He had a strong physique and great waist strength. It was terrible. Be good. Zai Sheng coaxed Xiao Nan as he kissed her a few times. We are husband and wife now. This is a duty that I have to fulfill as a husband. This was akin to handing over the grains to the state. It was nonsense. Xiao Nan, who had been tortured by Zai Sheng until she was speechless and stuttering, could not wait to kick Zai Sheng off her body. He looked so righteous in his soldier attire but was a hooligan without it. The next morning, the Zai family was apparently surprised when they saw that Xiao Nan was awake. In particular, Zaihua widened her eyes. Zai Sheng, did you become a vegetarian? Due to the prior wedding arrangements, Xiao Nan had been staying at the house of the Zhu family, while Zai Sheng had been sleeping alone. She had thus seen Zai Sheng's face becoming increasingly gloomier day by day. Given his expression, those unaware would never think that Zai Sheng was going to marry a wife soon. Zaihua's words did not rouse any reaction from Zai Sheng. Nevertheless, Xiao Nan was so angry that she could not help pinching Zai Sheng's waist. In fact, Xiao Nan would not be able to get up today if she did not find that too embarrassing. Only heaven knew how badly her pair of legs trembled when she first got down the bed to wear her clothes. Zai Sheng's heart ached for Xiao Nan. In the end, he could not endure Xiao Nan's tearful eyes and he massaged her for half an hour. As the muscles on her body relaxed, Xiao Nan was able to appear successfully at the table by breakfast time so that she would not embarrass herself too much. Mom, it looks like you have to get Auntie to research what kinds of nutritious soup to make for Zai Sheng. Otherwise, it will be too hard on Xiao Nan. Zai Sheng spends very little time at home. He is seldom at home, but the quality is poor to this extent. Sigh. Most probably, she had been dealt with too much blow last night. Zaihua was a grown-up lady engaging in idle theorizing, but she had no reservations in making such jokes. Even old Master Zai and Zai Yayawai were taken back as they could not accept her dirty jokes. Why are you staring? All of you, you are the one who caused this. Miaojing was furious as she vented her anger at Zai Yayawai. Clearly, this was a daughter. She had become so daring because her father-in-law and husband insisted on sending her to the army. Taking into account the gender ratio of the population in the army, Miaojing was not surprised that her daughter would be led astray so badly. The difference was that, in the past, their daughter would still restrain herself and not mention any of such topics before them. There was no opportunity to do so either. After Xiao Nan married into the family, a button on her daughter's body seemed to have been activated. She was completely liberated. Miaojing held her head in pain. What a daughter! Although she had already relented and agreed to go on blind dates, would the other party take a liking to Hua Hua? Did any man who could subdue Hua Hua exist in this world? Not to mention other matters, Miao Jing was most afraid that her daughter would scare the other party away once she opened her mouth. There would not even be any follow-up. Although Zai Hua's words were directed at Zai Sheng, it was inevitable that Jiao Nan would also be arrowed each time she did that. Jiao Nan, who nearly buried her face into the bowl, could not contain her anger as she shot back. Brother Zai, didn't you say that Dongzi is very good looking? I think it's useless that a man is pretty. He needs to be agile. Sister Hua Hua has already stated her requirements for her other half. Be it Dongzi or other parties who are appropriate for Zai Hua, you don't need to look at other aspects. As long as the character is not the same as Wei Dai, you just have to test the other party's brawn first. Men that don't meet Sister Hua Hua's expectations don't need to be considered at all. Requirements? What requirements? What did I say? Zai Hua blinked her eyes with a look of puzzlement. Nevertheless, she subconsciously felt that Jiao Nan's words carried a tone of anger. Jiao Nan chuckled but did not make herself clear. Anyway, it was fine as long as the other people could understand them. Sure, she's already of such age. It is understandable that she has such thoughts and requirements. As a married man, Zai Sheng immediately agreed to Jiao Nan's first order without even thinking. Miao Jing pinched her forehead. Nan's words were also quite censored, but it was more indirect than that of Hua Hua. The Lunar New Year was over. The marriage had also been held. To Jiao Nan, this meant that she had to return to the school. Fortunately, Zai Yaowai had been deployed to the central government and the Zai family had to go to the capital. Hence, the Zai family might as well travel to the capital with Jiao Nan. Unlike the last time, Zai Yaowai had been officially deployed to the central government this time. The house that the government allocated to them was a little small. In addition, there were additional family members in the Zai family now. As such, they had been assigned a bigger mansion this time. Nan. I will leave it to you to decorate and settle Zai Sheng in your room. Fortunately, there are still 2 days before the school reopens. We can buy the items needed for your bedroom first. At the sight of the new house, Miao Jing was quite satisfied. Fine, leave it to me then. Jiao Nan nodded. Regarding this, Zai Sheng had nothing to contribute. Miao Jing was the one who bought everything at home in the past. Zai Sheng did not participate or give any opinions. As such, when they reached the capital, Jiao Nan and Zai Hua accompanied Miao Jing for shopping in the capital. They purchased everything that was needed for the house. My goodness, it's so tiring. Although Zai Hua was a tough lady, she complained about the pain and suffering associated with this kind of shopping experience. I would rather run a few laps than shop so crazily again. It's too exhausting. Could they not buy what was needed immediately? Why did they have to choose the color and design too? She was really not good at this kind of stuff. Chapter 1112, Refuse to accept this dowry. You're just helping us carry the items. Nan and I chose everything. Why are you complaining so much? At the thought that her daughter could not provide any useful opinions at all, Miao Jing felt sullen. Although she had a fake daughter, fortunately, she had a caring daughter-in-law now. Otherwise, the huge pleasure derived from shopping would be greatly discounted if a woman did not have a like-minded person to accompany them. A meaningful matter would also become meaningless. Humph! Zai Hua felt indignant and snorted. Mom, how's the blind date arrangements for Sister Zai Hua? Jiao Nan was sitting down, resting and drinking water, when she thought of the important event in Zai Hua's life. Previously, when she and brother Zai got married, the Tian family sent someone to pass them the gifts and also dropped some hints. Now, the Zai family was already in the capital but they had not seen the Tian family. The situation of the Tian family was a little complicated. To the Zai family, it was quite sensitive. Since Zai Hua was willing to believe, of course, Xiao Nan would give her support. One had to know that Zihua had looked for her to tap on ideas for having a child half a month ago. The most feasible suggestion that Xiao Nan had given was for Zihua to put in some effort to go on blind dates and find a suitable marriage partner as soon as possible. In that case, she would not need to feel troubled over the problem of having a baby. Miao Jing glanced at her daughter, feeling disheartened. We cannot rush this matter. We have just arrived for 2 days. Let's talk about it again in March. The bystander was more worried than the party concerned. Zihua still looked like she did not care at all. Don't worry. The Lunar New Year is already over. There is no difference in waiting for 1 or 2 more months. I don't believe that I will be left on the shelves. In the past, she did not have such thoughts. Hence, she did not have any boyfriend. If she really had the intent, she did not believe that she could not take down or seduce the man that she liked. Zihua expressed that she could also defeat the person physically and grab him home. Miao Jing curled corners of her lips as she sneered. I hope so. Zai Sheng was married and she was very satisfied with the wife he got. Now, she was going to place her focus on Zihua, this daughter. Nan Nan. You're not going to stay in the school this semester, right? Come back and stay with us, okay? At the mention of this topic, Xiao Nan hesitated for a while. My master's house is nearer to Peking University. If I come back to stay, it will most probably be a little troublesome to rush here and there. What do you mean by your master's house? That's already your house. Zihua gasped. Xiao Nan, you're so lucky. Elder Lin treats you extremely well. He dotes on you like he would his daughter. That house belongs to me now. Xiao Nan widened her eyes in disbelief. When did that happen? Why didn't I know about this? I don't agree. The house in the capital was located near the schools. It was also a small quad. Given the circumstances, the property price for this house would hit the sky 10 years later. No, I don't agree. I don't want it. I have to return it to my master. His action is absurd. Xiao Nan's face stiffened. She had settled the house in Pingcheng after much difficulty by formally donating it to Pingcheng High School. Who would know that there would be another house now? Miao Jing was very surprised that Xiao Nan declined it so thoroughly. At the same time, she admired Xiao Nan's determination and persistence. Nan Nan, this is the dowry that Elder Lin gave you. I don't want it. Xiao Nan continued to decline. Her master could give it to her but she could choose not to accept. This was a house. Could one casually give it away? And could she just accept it? Xiao Nan took her phone and called the Lin family in Pingcheng. Master, it's me. Yes, I am aware now. I am calling you because of that house. I am not accepting it. Not accepting it. One should not reject the elder's good intentions. Master, don't forget. You have already given me a dowry. What's the logic in giving a second batch after the first one? Master, don't be stubborn. I won't take it. Both master and disciple had tempers. One insisted to give while the other refused to accept. The master-disciple pair simply argued over the phone. What do you know? Elder Lin's face was red as he argued. After the Zai family joined the central government, they most likely won't come back for more than 10 years. You don't have any family in the capital. Let me ask you. If you have arguments with Zai Sheng in the future and run away from your in-laws' family, where can you stay? You're not staying in school now. Hence, you can't even go back there. Even if you make some arrangements now, are you going to return to the school to stay after graduation? You're a lady. You should have backings in whatever you do. No one will dare to bully you then. Lin Yuankong had so many good things in his hands. The people in the Lin family were drooling after them. However, these items belonged to Lin Yuankong. As long as Lin Yuankong was unwilling to let go of them, it did not have anything to do with the rest of the Lin family regardless of how wealthy Lin Yuankong was. Lin Yuankong was childless. Hence, he did not need to consider or make plans like a typical person. He had so much wealth but he did not have anyone in mind who could inherit them. An average person would not be able to understand the pain in his heart. He finally accepted Jiao Nan, a disciple that he liked very much. Lin Yuankong really cared for and treated Jiao Nan like his own daughter or granddaughter. There was no need for Jiao Nan to yearn after Lin Yuankang's belongings. From time to time, Lin Yuankong would review his belongings and see which of them were suitable for Jiao Nan. He would then silently stuff them into Jiao Nan's pockets. As an unmarried man, Lin Yuankong did not know much about what he had just said. However, he had heard it from many people. Every couple would have arguments. If the woman wanted to be confident and not lose out in the in-law family, the maternal family had to give her support. At the very least, she should have a place to stay if she were to leave the in-law's house. Lin Yuankong also had a lot of spare time. He heard of such content from the radio. Hence, he had been pinching fingers and counting. He then decided to give this small quad located near Peking University to Jiao Nan as her dowry. In that case, if Jiao Nan argued with or was sick of staying with the Zai family, she had another place to return to. Wasn't that quite a good arrangement too? Jiao Nan could not retort Lin Yuankang's words. She could not guarantee that she and Zai Sheng would not have any arguments in this lifetime. Master, I appreciate your kind intentions. When I graduate, I will take on a job and work hard to earn money. If there is a need, I will definitely buy a house with my own means. When that time comes, Master, do come to my house to play. Purchasing a house with her own money was an obsession of Jiao Nan. She had not started earning much money, but one after another, 2 houses had already landed in her hands. Neither was purchased by her as they were all gifts. Lin Yuankang's expression eased but his tone was still not good. You're kidding me. What is the price of the property in the capital? Will you be able to buy it just by paying lip service? Unless you go and buy a lottery. Chapter 1113, Anyway, I don't want it. Moreover, my arms and bones are already so old. If the house that you buy is located in a poor district, I will feel tortured. The house that I gave you is so good. There was a great difference between houses. Master, are you kidding me? Jiao Nan refused to concede defeat. We still have to rely on our 2 legs when we leave the house now. Given the rate that our country is developing, every household will have a 4-wheeled car in a few years. That's for sure. Regardless of the location of my house, I won't take too much time driving you to wherever you want to go with a 4-wheeled car. Ah, yes. Shouldn't she take a driving license in this lifetime? You're such a bad kid. Why can't you understand me no matter how much I say? A house is such a good thing. Many people yearn for it but can't get it. I am giving it to you, yet you are giving so many excuses to decline it. Aren't you silly? Lin Yuankong was feeling anxious. He felt that Jiao Nan was really silly. This was such a good matter that others could not wait to encounter, but Jiao Nan opted to refuse it. He was on pins and needles. Jiao Nan was very composed and resolute. Precisely. This is such a good thing and it is too valuable. That is why I don't want it. You're my master and I am your disciple. I should be the one being filial to you. There is no reason for me to take advantage of you all the time. Master, let's not talk about this anymore. I won't take this house. Regarding the situation that you have reflected to me, I can only say that I will work hard to earn money and try my best to find a house in a better location. When you move over, I will drive you to wherever you want to go. He should not be picky then. Without debating further with Lin Yuankong and having made herself clear, Jiao Nan hung up the phone call in a domineering manner. This little disciple. Lin Yuankong was both angry and amused. I can't have my way with her. She is so inflexible and stubborn. The more she behaved in this way, the more his heart ached for her. People had sent a huge bargain to her, yet she refused to take advantage of it and even insisted on returning it. She was such an honest child. Who would not feel for her? I have told you so, Shi Peng, who was keeping Lin Yuankong company in a game of chess, said nonchalantly. This child is not ambitious. She is also very sincere. She won't do or accept this kind of thing. However, you don't need to worry. A child like this is very rare. Heaven will treat her well and make her life better. Although Shi Peng had already guessed the answer, he was also greatly affected when he personally heard Jiao Nan make a call, declining Elder Lin's expensive gift in such a resolute manner. This was a small quad in the capital. This was not something that a typical person could bring themselves to reject. Didn't Jiao Nan know the value of this house? Wrong. It was because Jiao Nan knew the value of the house too well. That was why she refused to accept it. Elder Lin, drink some tea. Feng Cheng was very good-tempered in front of Lin Yuankong. She was very gentle and obedient, like a little daughter-in-law. Shi Peng was having a game of chess with Elder Linear. Feng Cheng was diligent in pouring tea and serving fruits and stuff for them. As such, Feng Chen heard every word of Jiao Nan when she declined Elder Lin's house. It was also because of this that Feng Cheng felt overwhelmed and unsettled at heart for a long time. This was a house located in the capital. Feng Cheng had looked down on Jiao Nan in the past. She felt that Jiao Nan did not have a good family background. Hence, Feng Cheng felt that Jiao Nan was good to Shi Qing as she harbored ill intentions and wished to take advantage of the latter. The problem was, Feng Cheng knew for certain that she would not decline a house located at such a good location in the capital. Furthermore, there was no bribery in question as this was just a gift between family members. The location of the house that Elder Lin was giving was too good and tempting. This was a house that she was envious of and yearned after, yet Jiao Nan rejected it resolutely without even thinking. Feng Cheng almost wanted to ask Jiao Nan how she felt when she rejected it. After she rejected it, did she feel as if her heart was bleeding? Jiao Nan declined Elder Lin's house in the capital without lifting an eyebrow. When she thought of her biased opinions toward Jiao Nan in the past, Feng Cheng felt that she was slapping herself in the face. The Feng family did not guard against Jiao Nan. No matter how well Jiao Nan pleased Shi Qing certainly could not provide Jiao Nan any benefit that would be better than this house gifted by Elder Lin. Treat her well? If I don't treat her well, how will heaven treat Nan Nan well? Elder Lin answered unhappily. Those few people in the Chiao family are now mixing around with the Chen family. They're not afraid of death. If not for Jiao Nan, Lin Yuankong was not even willing to take a few more glances at a family like that of Chen Jun. This was so even if Father Chen really became the police commissioner of the headquarters in Pingcheng. However, Lin Yuankong had tried to gain more understanding of the Chen family because of Jiao Nan. The only ones who are not afraid of death are Ding Jiyi and Qiao Zijin. Shi Peng was very conscientious when he was playing chess. Fortunately, Jiao Nan is already married to Zai Sheng. The Qiao family can't seek trouble even if they have any problems. At most, they will just keep Ding Jiyi and Qiao Zijin alive. As for that Chen family, we will leave it to heaven. Lin Yuankong sighed. He threw away the pawn in his hands. Not playing anymore. Jiao Nan has gone to the capital. It's also quite good that she comes back less often to this place. It was just that he would be lonely in the future. He did not know how many times he could see his little disciple in a year. There was a flash in Shi Peng's eyes as he smiled. Elder Lin, why don't you go to the capital for retirement? You have more than one house in the capital. Jiao Nan was not willing to accept that house. However, whether Elder Lin was willing to take it back was a separate issue. Lin Yuankong looked sideways at Shi Peng. I have already said so. Besides that silly disciple of mine, will you be so kind as to sacrifice your time to play chess with me? What tricks do you have in mind? He was asking him to return to the capital for retirement. Would he be able to stay retired if he were to return to the capital? Elder Lin, the situation of the country is improving day by day. Much of the credit goes to you and your batch of veteran revolutionaries. You should know the situation at the central government. You have to watch it and guard the fruits of your labor, Xi Peng said in a worried manner. Elder Lin's face turned black. Troublesome. He had already retired. It should be the youngsters' world now. The country should be guarded by these youngsters. Why did he, this old man, have to intervene so much? If you are old and yet not dead, you're a bandit. I don't want to be a bandit. I will draw hate from others. Qiaonan is in the capital. If you don't follow her, aren't you afraid that she will be bullied? The Zai family has a little status, but they are also considered newbies in the capital. If they encounter anything, the Zai family may not be able to protect Qiaonan fully. You're different. With you as Qiaonan's backing, she won't be bullied by anyone. Once these words came out of Xi Peng's mouth, Elder Lin could not help stretching out his leg to kick Xi Peng. Scram, you bull! Tell me. Who else is plotting against me? In fact, someone in the central government had wanted to invite Elder Lin to come out of retirement to keep a watch on the situation. However, Elder Lin had rejected them all. Chapter 1114, Congratulations on receiving first prize scholarship. Elder Lin was a veteran revolutionary. He made great contributions to the country's nation-building efforts. The people in the central government respected him for his contributions. Even though they wished that Elder Lin would continue to serve the country and not to retire, they would not ask him to stay if he was not willing. Therefore, it was almost impossible for Elder Lin to stay in the capital. However, to their surprise, everything changed because of a young lady who came to the capital for her college studies after her college entrance examination. The people in the central government saw a glimmer of hope in this sticky situation. Xi Peng, who was given a kick by Elder Lin, did not mind. Instead, he dusted off the footprints on his pants calmly. Apart from your disciple who is kept in the dark, there are many people who play a part in this. The timing is such a coincidence. Elder Lin looked solemn. I am already advanced in years. If I retire, I would be giving the opportunities to the younger generation. I am getting older and muddle-headed. Do you understand? Understood. Xi Peng nodded. But you are very experienced. If Elder Lin worked for the central government, he would not be handling everything by himself. His inputs and opinions would be highly valued, especially with regards to sensitive issues. Elder Lin, from the day Qiaonan married Zai Sheng, you should have expected that there will be a day like this. There is no way that you can avoid it. It was impossible for a thing to exist without its basis. Qiaonan was the daughter-in-law of the Zai family. If Elder Lin helped the Zai family, it would be helping Qiaonan. A simple house would not solve all the problems that Qiaonan would face. Elder Lin was at a loss for words. No matter what, Elder Lin was glad that he had Qiaonan as his disciple. She was like a daughter and granddaughter to him. He wanted to protect her and take good care of her. He had mixed emotions. What about the Zhu family? Chief Zhu regarded Qiaonan as his daughter. He would definitely do something about it. If all the families go to the capital, aren't they afraid that they would be wiped out all at once? Elder Lin had mixed emotions seeing that his disciple had such a huge influence. Xi Peng smiled lightly and put the chess pieces aside. The Li family is still in Pingcheng. To be wiped out all at once? It would not be that easy. Let me think about it. Okay, Elder Lin. I won't disturb you. Xi Peng knew that he should not go on any more, and he left with his wife. Think about it. It was most likely that he wanted to put things off. Elder Lin must be thinking to put off returning to the capital as long as possible. People used to say that as one aged, one became more and more like a child. He was indeed acting like a child. Xi Peng, does Jiaonan have such a huge influence? Feng Cheng, who sat beside Xi Peng, was on pins and needles. As someone who was in their social circle, Feng Cheng understood that Jiaonan had changed the entire situation in the capital. If it was in the past, Feng Cheng would feel that this was simply a joke. Xi Peng drove the car while he replied, "Feng Cheng, I have told you everything. You should be able to understand my reasons for bringing you with me to visit Elder Lin. You should have a serious thought about whether you want to continue to be the obedient daughter of the Feng family or to be my supportive wife and Qingqing's loving mother." Once Elder Lin and Chief Zhu went to the capital, the entire situation in the capital would be full of tension. The Feng family was always up to trouble. Xi Peng had to be prepared for the worst. If the Feng family was embroiled in the affairs and the entire Feng family was implicated, Xi Peng had to know what he should do to cut losses. Xi Peng had come so far. He did not rely on the Xi family or the Feng family. He made it to today due to his hard work. That was why Xi Peng cherished and valued his hard work and achievements, and he would not allow anyone to destroy his hard work. One had to let go at times in order to get what one wanted. He would have to make his choices at the critical juncture. Feng Cheng panicked. "Is it that serious? Xi Peng, don't give me a scare. The Feng family will not be reckless." There was total silence in the car. Xi Peng did not bother to give Feng Cheng an answer. Jiaonan had no idea what was happening in Pingcheng. She never expected that she would have such a significant influence. She was just an ordinary student. When school reopened, Jiaonan reported back to school. She paid her tuition fees and collected her study materials. "Jiaonan, the name list for the scholarship is out." Jiaonan had good time management. She spent the entire winter break on her wedding. Once she was back to school, she was focused on catching up with her studies. As soon as the school library was opened, Jiaonan would spend a long time studying at the library. Vice President Su. Jiaonan was surprised that Su Shennan was looking for her. "Why are you here at the library?" Vice President Su should be worrying about her internship. "This is the library. It is inconvenient for us to talk here. Come with me to the club office." Su Shennan pulled Jiaonan along with her, not giving her a chance to refuse. Jiaonan was not her match, so she had no choice but to pass half of her books to Su Shennan while she carried the other half and followed her to the activity room of the new English club. "What is wrong? Didn't you say that the name list for the scholarship is out?" "That's right. Congratulations! You have been awarded the school-based first prize scholarship. Shouldn't you give us a treat?" Su Shennan was really surprised by Jiaonan's outstanding performance. She knew that Jiaonan was smart, but she did not expect that she would be extraordinarily smart. "You should have been awarded the scholarship as well, am I right?" Jiaonan stacked her books properly and flipped open the book that she had been reading previously. She did not sound the least surprised or exhilarated at the news. "You received a school-based scholarship, while I did not. I only received a general scholarship." Su Shennan snorted. "I have checked that you have a very high score. The professors have awarded you a high score for doing well in the exams. You also scored a high score for the social practice. Jiaonan, are you a Superman?" Jiaonan truly deserved to be awarded the school-based first prize scholarship. This was Su Shennan's third year in the school. There were seldom such high-performing students in school. It was a different feeling when one's favorite junior was a top student. "From the looks of it, you have no idea what I am talking about. All you need to know is that it is not as easy to be awarded the school-based scholarship. When one is too outstanding, one will be the target of envy and jealousy. You have been through the kept woman scandal last year. Now that you received the school-based first prize scholarship, people will be jealous of you. You must not take issue or be affected. You must keep up the good work." Su Shennan came looking for Jiaonan on the first day of school and had a private talk with her as she was worried that Jiaonan would not be able to take the public opinion and that her studies would be affected. Su Shennan had seen many such cases. Stop staring. Your eyeballs might just fall out. Chapter 1115, Are they blind? I am not trying to scare you. This is the truth. Don't think that college is as simple as before. You can take this as a prelude to the adult world. You can see for yourself what it is like when you graduate and enter the workforce. If you sort out your thoughts, you won't find it very scary. People who badmouth you are those that are jealous of you. Su Shennan patted Qiaonan on her shoulder, reassuring her. Qiaonan tucked in her chin. She could tell that Su Shennan had her best interests. Vice President Su, thank you. I will bear your words in mind. I won't doubt myself because of the rumors that others spread about me. It is good that I don't stay at the school. Apart from participating in the club's activities, I will either be in class or at the library. I won't spend too much time in school and I won't get to hear many rumors about me. What Su Shennan said was very right. She could treat it as a prelude to the adult world. Through the conversation with Su Shennan, Qiaonan realized that the school-based first prize scholarship was important in school. Otherwise, she would not be targeted by other students in school and Su Shennan would not be so anxious about it and had a talk with her. That's good. Su Shennan broke into a smile. It was a pity if such an adorable junior was troubled by the rumors and affected her studies. But I am really surprised by your results. You are amazing. In the past, people who did as well as Qiaonan came from illustrious families and they knew the higher UPS in school. Qiaonan did not have any relations to the higher UPS, yet she was able to do so well. Su Shennan had to hand it to her. Perhaps it's because I have done a lot of exercises and homework. I went through a lot to get a place in college. There was once when I almost couldn't graduate from junior high school. Going to college is my life's dream. Qiaonan smiled. The reason why she knew so much about college was that she had done her research and it was her life's dream in her 2 lifetimes. After she had decided on the school that she wanted to enroll in, Qiaonan was able to read up on Peking University with Shi Qing's help. As a result, Qiaonan would not waste any of her time trying to adapt to university life. From the moment she entered the college, she had begun to make plans for her entire university school life and she had been implementing them step by step. Qiaonan couldn't possibly compete with her seniors, but Qiaonan, who had been through 2 lifetimes, was able to compete with her peers since she had already found out everything that she had to know about college life beforehand. Su Shennan gaped in shock. What happened that made you almost quit school? Was her family in dire financial straits? It should not be the case. After all, the country advocated a 9-year compulsory education. She had heard a lot of cases where the children did not go to high school as the family could not afford it. But it was rare that one could not graduate from junior high school. Let's not talk about it. Fortunately, I am a college student now. Anyway, because of this reason, I cherish the chance to continue my studies and to realize the dream of my life. Qiaonan smiled as she changed the topic. She did not go into detail. Since the school-based first prize scholarship is so important, does it come with any privileges? Of course. Su Shennan nodded. If you received this scholarship for another 2 times, there is a possibility that the school will recommend you for overseas study at a recognized school. Is it amazing? Do you finally understand why I said that other students will target you? Qiaonan touched her chin. It truly sounds awesome. Overseas studies? Full sponsorship? Su Shennan looked at Qiaonan with a cunning smile on her face. I heard that when Zhou Wengxuan just entered college, she told her fellow townsmen that her goal was to receive the school-based first prize scholarship and to secure a chance to go for overseas study with full sponsorship by the school. It was a pity that although she was very active in the club, in the 3 years at school, she never received the school-based first prize scholarship. She might have the chance to go on an overseas study, but she will have to fork out the money by herself. Su Shennan could not hide her happiness at the fact that her archenemy could not fulfill her dreams, while the junior that she favored might have the chance to go on sponsored overseas study. It was also because of this that Su Shennan was particularly concerned and protective of Jiao Nan. She was worried that Jiao Nan would be timid and easily bullied by others and that she would not be able to maintain her standard and miss the chance of being recommended for the fully sponsored overseas study. Jiao Nan lifted the corners of her lips. Vice President Su, you should take a look at yourself in the mirror. Your expression seems in need of a spanking. It is no wonder that Senior Zhou is at loggerheads with you. Vice President Su looked as if she were waiting for Senior Zhou to suffer defeat so that she could gloat at her. One could not help but want to give her a bashing. Ha ha ha. Truths are harsh. However, as a senior, I will not take issue with you. Su Shennan smiled brazenly, pinching Jiao Nan's cheek. Jiao Nan, it has only been a year. Did your parents feed you with elixirs? Why is it that you have rosy cheeks and you look wonderful? In the past, Jiao Nan looked healthy as well. However, she seemed to be different now. Before the Lunar New Year, Jiao Nan seemed like a pear blossom, looking fresh and elegant. After the Lunar New Year, Jiao Nan seemed like a peach blossom, looking brilliantly bright and mesmerizing. Jiao Nan, did you go through another round of puberty? Look at those eyes of yours. They are sparkling and full of life. Did you put eye drops? Su Shennan was straightforward. She would not beat about the bush. She did not have any dating experience. She sensed that Jiao Nan seemed to have become more beautiful and her temperament seemed to be different than before. But she could not tell what the exact change in her was. In the past, when Jiao Nan stared at her, she felt as if she had drunk from the mountain spring. It was sweet and fresh. Now, one look from Jiao Nan, and she felt as if she had downed a bottle of top-quality vintage wine. She felt giddy and drunk. Other than that, she also felt numb to the bones. Jiao Nan, this won't do. Are you not content to be the faculty belle? Do you want to be the new campus belle? Tell me honestly. Before you came to college, how many love letters did you receive? How many boys confessed their love to you? She could not stand Zhou Wengxuan's refined and gentle mannerisms. But it was odd that the more she looked at Jiao Nan, the more adorable she was. She was a woman. However, she would feel numb to the bones if Jiao Nan gazed at her. If that was the case, all the boys must have turned into besotted fools when they were around Jiao Nan. Jiao Nan slapped Su Shennan's hands away. I am sorry to tell you that since a young age, I do not have many suitors. In fact, she did not have many suitors in her 2 lifetimes. Do you mean that no one has confessed their love to you? How is that possible? Are all the students in Peking University blind? Su Shennan had a look of disbelief on her face. Jiao Nan, are you too embarrassed to tell me? Are you lying to me? Chapter 1116, Thank You Gifts. Jiao Nan had a headache. Vice President Su, you seem to have forgotten that right when we started school, I have already spread the news with the help of Tang Jiayun that I am engaged. Everyone interested in me will definitely find out more information about me. Once they know that I am engaged, normal people would stay a safe distance from me. Are you really engaged? Su Shennan arched her eyebrows. Obviously, she did not believe her. Jiao Nan smiled. If I say that I am married, will you believe me? It's just nice. Here, have a sweet. Jiao Nan took out a packet of red wedding candies from her bag and handed it to Su Shennan. Su Shennan did not stand on ceremony. She unwrapped the candy. Did your relatives get married? No, these are from me. They were wedding candies. Su Shennan rolled her eyes. Crap. Jiao Nan. You are good at your studies and good at telling lies. Even if this is a joke, no one will laugh at your joke. This is too far-fetched. It was rare that a first-year college student was engaged, let alone being married. Did she take her for a 3-year-old kid? Su Shennan knew that many college students were in a relationship. But for some reason, like people who hid the fact that they were married, these students hid the fact that they were in a relationship. If one was married at such a young age, should one not keep a low profile and keep it from others? Xiao Nan, your married relative must be rich. The candy is tasty. It is nice that you share good food with me. I have not wasted my efforts on you. Su Shennan was not dying to have a packet of sweets, but Su Shennan was glad that Xiao Nan did not forget about her. Don't worry. I will treat you better in the future. The club will be having a meeting 1 week after the school reopens. By then, I will hand the position of the vice president to you. Xiao Nan was confused. Wait a minute. Don't we need to elect the vice president? You must be foolish. Of course we have to go through an election. But you are very popular in the club. You are the most popular student among your peers. You don't have to worry about the second-year students. You are widely praised by the second-year students. Most importantly, Xiao Nan's Cups song at the club event last year had received the approval and recognition from many of the club members. Until now, when people spoke of Xiao Nan's Cups song, they all remembered that it was nicely sung by Xiao Nan. Moreover, the melody was easy. As long as one mastered the rhythm, one could practice it using the cup. Many people who were interested in the song had been practicing it secretly. It was a pity that without Xiao Nan to guide them, it was not that easy to learn the Cups song. In short, Xiao Nan, who was a freshman, had never thought of gaining fame in school. But she had inadvertently shot to fame in school. As a result, Su Shennan did not need to do anything to garner support for Xiao Nan. During the club's activities, all she needed to do was to put Xiao Nan's name onto the name list for the running candidates, and it was highly possible that she would be elected as the vice president. Of course, with Su Shennan's help, the position would definitely belong to Xiao Nan. It is not suitable. If you really have to step down, you should pass it to the second-year student. Xiao Nan understood the rules. Vice President Su, I understand your kind intentions. But let's forget about this. I don't want to trouble you. It will be terrible if it affects your internship. Su Shennan had a wide smile on her face, the corners of her lips tilting upward, displaying an exaggerated smile. You don't have to worry about my internship. Nothing will go wrong. I am lucky to meet you. Do you know where I will be doing my internship? I don't know. I will be going to Senior Gao's company to do my internship. Senior Gao said that if I perform well, I can work at his company after I graduate. At the mention of this, Su Shennan was thrilled and exhilarated. She could not wait to thank God for her luck. Ever since she met Xiao Nan in her 3rd year in school, everything seemed to be going well for her. Her junior was her lucky star. During the Lunar New Year, my parents were still troubled over my future. They wanted to know whether I would go back to my hometown to work or stay in the capital like the Beijing drifters when I graduate 1 year later. Now, everything has been settled. Su Shennan was a student at Peking University. She was well known in her hometown for doing well in her studies. It was all the better if she could find a job in the capital. The problem was that her family was not able to help her, and they knew that life was not easy in the capital. Everything was very expensive. If their daughter wanted to stay in the capital, it would be very difficult for her. But their daughter studied at a prominent university. They would find it a pity and a waste of talent if she had to return to her hometown to find a job after she graduated. Her parents were worried sick for her future. After Su Shennan received a call from Gao Yan, the Su family was finally able to spend the Lunar New Year happily. Now that Su Shennan could work at Gao Yan's company, it meant that as long as Su Shennan did not make any mistakes in the coming year, she would not have to worry about finding a job once she graduated. She already had a job waiting for her, and it paid her fairly well. After her internship, she would be able to receive her pay as full-time staff. If Su Shennan saved enough money, she might be able to pay for the first installment and would then be able to have her own house in the capital. Once she had her own house, Su Shennan would be considered as settling down in the capital. In the future, she would be considered as a resident in the capital. Xiao Nan was dizzy from the news. Congratulations! Gao Yan was so generous to have promised her a job. Xiao Nan, these are the homegrown products that my parents told me to pass to you. Please don't mind that they are from my hometown. They are delicious. At the mention of her job, Su Shennan was reminded of the foodstuff that her parents gave her to bring back to school. In the past, her parents would prepare foodstuffs for Su Shennan so that she could have good food in school. This time, everything that her parents prepared was for Xiao Nan. They did not prepare anything for her. Ah! Xiao Nan was at a loss for words upon seeing the bag of dried foodstuff. There were ham, chicken, duck, and more. For me? Why? I can't accept them. She did not do anything to deserve them. You are my senior and you take great care of me. I should be giving you presents instead. You have been a great help to me. On the other hand, I didn't really help you. If not for you, Senior Gao Yan would not give me the chance to work at his company. Don't stand on ceremony. My parents rear all these in the countryside. The ham is especially tasty. The pigs at my house do not eat the feed. They eat vegetables. The pork in the city will not taste as nice as the pork from the countryside. Su Shennan was big-hearted and generous. She told her parents about the relationship between Xiao Nan and Gao Yan. Now that her parents knew that it was because of Xiao Nan that their daughter had such great opportunities, they had to express their gratitude toward her. Chapter 1117, each took what one needed. They were classmates, and Su Shennan was her senior. Even if they were to give money, the Su family did not have much money initially, and it was unsuitable to give money. It was more appropriate to give homegrown products. Xiao Nan hurried to reject her kind intentions. It turned out that you called me here to pass this to me? Vice President Su, are you kidding? Since when have I been a great help to you? Don't associate Gao Yan's incident with me. I can't take credit for it. He is a businessman. All businessmen are cunning. Since he hires you, it must be that you have talents. It has nothing to do with me. From her experience in 2 lifetimes, she could tell that Vice President Su was a talent. In particular, Gao Yan's company was a new venture and it was still at the startup stage. It was especially difficult and challenging at this stage. A company would need at least 2 to 3 years for business to pick up. When students graduated from the university, they would usually set their sights high. They were more interested to join those established companies with a proven track record instead of smaller startup companies. Nobody could guarantee that the startup company would last and prosper and thrive, becoming the rising star. Not many people would be willing to take the risk and even fewer people would be able to take the hardship. Vice President Su was different. She was able to keep the new English club going despite it being new and without any funds. She was determined to persist until the end and make it a success. This proved that Vice President Su had determination, could endure hardships, and had sharp business acumen. To be honest, it was Gao Yan who stood to gain to have Vice President Su as his employee. During the internship, Vice President Su was practically free labor for Gao Yan. Every boss would welcome talented free labor. No matter how she looked at it, Gao Yan had more to gain. But the two of them each took what one needed. Vice President Su stood to gain as well. Vice President Su, you seem to be in high spirits. Does it mean that you think highly of Gao Yan's company? I remember that it is just a startup company. Why do you have such confidence in him? Xiao Nan blinked, feeling puzzled. Su Shennan scratched her head. It's hard to say. Perhaps it's because Senior Gao had been in the limelight when he was in school. He always succeeded in whatever he did. Therefore, when I heard that he was starting his business, all of us felt that he would never fail. Whoever works with him will live in the lap of luxury eventually. I am not afraid of taking hardships. If given the opportunity, I will definitely prove to everyone that I have made the right decision. Xiao Nan nodded. It's good that you know what you are doing. You must remember that it is because of your ability that Gao Yan asked you to do an internship at his company. It has nothing to do with me. I can't accept these foodstuffs. You must have said nonsense in front of your parents to cause this misunderstanding. She did not do anything, so how could she possibly be so shameless as to take their local products? Stop it. I know very well if I have been basking in your glory or not. Take them. If not, I will be angry. Su Shennan refused to budge. She would not accept Jiao Nan's rejection. Don't worry. Nobody will say anything if you are seen with these foodstuffs. If you really take over my position, you should be bribing me. Instead, I am the one who gave you gifts. They won't be able to say anything about it. Su Shennan thought that Jiao Nan rejected her gifts because she was mindful of the election. Jiao Nan refused to accept the gifts while Su Shennan insisted on giving them to her. In the end, Su Shennan behaved like an Amazon, carrying all the things with her. She followed right after Jiao Nan, intending to go all the way to Jiao Nan's house to leave the foodstuffs at her place. My goodness! Jiao Nan, not only have you turned prettier after the Lunar New Year, but you struck it rich as well. There is even a car to fetch you. Su Shennan widened her eyes as a Land Rover stopped right in front of Jiao Nan. Is this the elder that was mentioned in the thread? The relationship between Jiao Nan and the elder must be very good. Jiao Nan, who is this? Why did she carry so many things with her? Aren't you going to make the introductions? Zihua rolled down the window, looking curiously at Su Shennan. Don't tell me you bought all of them. The strong smell of local products drifted toward her. Su Shennan looked at Jiao Nan with a puzzled look on her face. She heard that Jiao Nan was from Pingcheng and her family was not doing well. Since when did Jiao Nan, who came from a humble background, know so many well-to-do people? If Jiao Nan did not tell Su Shennan that she almost ended up quitting school, Su Shennan would suspect that Jiao Nan's profile in school was fabricated. She must be the daughter of a rich family and she pretended to be a countryside girl to fool them. This is my sister, Sister Zihua. This is Su Shennan, my senior, and she is a third-year student. She takes great care of me in school. I see. She indeed takes great care of you. She could tell that the third-year student took great care of Jiao Nan. You are such a friendly senior. Hello, are you so helpful to all of your juniors? If so, even if the Su family had lots of money, their daughter would have splurged all their money. Of course not. Su Shennan rebutted. Her family was not rich and they were not spendthrifts. Besides, she was not friendly to every single junior. Since Jiao Nan addressed the person as her sister and Jiao Nan seemed very close to the person, Su Shennan stifled her anger and did not flare up. I am close to Jiao Nan and she has been a great help to me. Therefore, I'm giving her these foodstuffs to show my gratitude. Since you are Jiao Nan's family, I will leave them in your car. Actually, Su Shennan was tired from carrying all the foodstuffs. Since Zihua had a car, Su Shennan could finally be relieved of the heavy load. She dumped all the foodstuffs in the car before she patted Jiao Nan on the shoulder and said smilingly, Jiao Nan, I will go back first. If there's a chance, we might see each other in class tomorrow. Su Shennan was gone in a second, and she had put all the foodstuffs in the car. Jiao Nan was not in time to stop her. She could only watch helplessly as Su Shennan took off as fast as a rabbit. Zihua waited until Jiao Nan got onto the car before she asked out of curiosity, your senior is such a friendly and cordial person. What did you help her with? It was obvious that the senior did not know her identity and she believed that Jiao Nan would not tell everyone in the school about the Zai family. Therefore, it must be because of Jiao Nan that the senior was so nice to her. At times, Zihua had to hand it to Jiaonan. Why was she so popular everywhere she went? Jiaonan had better interpersonal relations than many people. This is a beautiful misunderstanding. It has nothing to do with me. Jiaonan told Zihua about Gao Yan. I feel that it is because of Vice President Su's ability to endure hardship that Gao Yan selected her for the internship. Chapter 1118, The Tian family was here. The English club did not have enough manpower and had a difficult time, but Vice President Su was able to persist and make it a success. If she is working for a company, Vice President Su will definitely put in double the effort. I see. Zihua gripped the steering wheel and turned a corner. If that is the case, accepting this will not be taking advantage of others. If it weren't for you, the two of them would not be able to meet. You are their bridge. By the way, who is Gao Yan? I have no idea that you know of any people in the capital. He used to be in Pingcheng, and he is a close friend of my roommate in high school. Jiaonan emphasized the two words close friend, and Zihua understood it right away. I see. Isn't his close friend in Pingcheng? Why did he start a business in Beijing? Did they break up? Jiaonan shook her head. I made a call to Fang Fang during Lunar New Year. Fang Fang said that her father has been transferred to the capital. It seemed that everyone was coming to the capital. Once Uncle Fang comes to work in the capital, I feel that there is a high possibility that Fang Fang will come to the capital after she graduates. Gao Yan must have known that Uncle Fang will be transferred to the capital. Therefore, he decided to start a business and settled down in the capital. Of course, it would be another 3 years before Fang Fang graduated. By then, one could tell whether Gao Yan was successful or not. If Gao Yan's company established a foothold in the capital, Fang Fang would be the mistress of the company in the future. Zihua felt jealous. Are children nowadays so mature for their age? Zihua felt depressed. It was rare that she was attracted to a man. Yet her boyfriend was an ugly duckling man. Why was it that the childhood sweetheart of Jiaonan's classmate was so hard-working? Besides skipping levels in the university, he had already made plans for their future by starting a business in the capital. Compared to Gao Yan, Weida was horrible. Gao Yan did not rely on anyone but started from scratch to set up his business. He had just joined the workforce, whereas Weida was considered as a veteran soldier who had spent 10 years in the army. But even so, Weida could not match up to Gao Yan at all. Zihua felt dejected, but on the other hand, she was relieved that she had left that man. Why are you here to pick me up today? I have told Mom that I have more schoolwork during the weekdays and I would stay at my master's house. Jiaonan remembered that she had homework to do. Zihua pulled a long face. There are guests at home. Mom wants you to host them and to gain knowledge and experience. Guests. There was a glimmer in Jiaonan's eyes. She noticed the sulky expression on Zihua's face. You seem to dislike the guests. Let me guess. The surname of the guests must be Tian, no. Tisk, Zihua's Land Rover performed a drift turn. Thankfully, today was a working day instead of a public holiday, and it was neither the morning peak nor the evening peak hours. Otherwise, Zihua would definitely end up in an accident. Jiaonan turned pale in fright. Sister Zihua, I am in the car. Don't give me a scare. I want to live to a ripe old age. She had just married Brother Zai, and they had yet to have a child. It's my mistake, a minor mistake. Zihua was startled as well. She heard honking sounds coming from the back. After releasing the brake and the clutch, she stepped on the accelerator to get moving. Why do you think that it is the Tian family who is here? The Tian family is the only family that I heard of in the capital. Jiaonan held on to the armrest. She was worried that Zihua would take a drift turn for a second time and her second chance at life might just end when she was only 21 years old. Is the Tian family really here? Dongzi. Jiaonan was still reeling from the shock. She raised her voice and addressed Dongzi as Dongzi. Zihua smiled dryly. Yes, it is indeed the young lady from the Tian family. Isn't he your daughter-in-law? Qiaonan replied without thinking. Wait a minute. Do you mean that after not keeping contact for more than 20 years, Dongzi is still as effeminate as your impression of him back then? He is a man, yet he is so fair. He must be sick, Zihua replied indignantly. I feel that he is fairer than before. How can a man be fairer than a woman? Do you think he can be considered as a man? Black and white make a perfect match, so do men and women. Qiaonan teased Zihua with a line from the advertisement. The only difference was that Zihua was the person with the darker complexion, while Tiandong had the fairer complexion. It was indeed funny. Qiaonan noticed that Zihua looked sulkier than before. She hurried to console her. Sister Zihua, don't be angry. You may not be fair, but you have a healthy tan. Those who know to appreciate you will find it to be very sexy. If the other party rejects you because of your complexion, it will mean that he has poor judgment. It is his loss. She was not consoling her. In fact, there were many tanned beauties in the future. Zihua pulled a long face, not believing Qiaonan's words. She did not mind that her boyfriend was fairer than her. It was just that she despised Tiandong for being so fair. He was a man, yet his complexion was too fair. She remembered back when she was being mischievous and the old master could not take her in hand, he would compare her to Tiandong, saying that Tiandong was well behaved and fair. Zihua could not help but boil with anger. As the most mischievous girl in the quad, Zihua felt that she just could not get along with the best behaved boy in the quad. Is Nan Nan back? Miaojing had a bright smile on her face as soon as she heard that Nan Nan was back. Her tone was gentle and affectionate. The Tian family could tell from Miaojing's attitude that the Zai family was as the rumor had said. They were very satisfied with Qiaonan. Dad, Mom. Qiaonan greeted her family before she shifted her gaze to the guests. Hey, what's with all these foodstuffs? Hua, did you buy them? Miaojing was surprised at the dried foodstuffs that her daughter carried with her. Hua, I have to praise you for being so hospitable. This was the first time that her daughter went grocery shopping. Miaojing was glad that her daughter seemed to be satisfied with Dongzi. Zihua put down the bags and wiped her oily palms with a cloth. Mom, don't misunderstand. These bags are not mine. They're given to Qiaonan by her senior. A gift. Miaojing's demeanor changed. She felt the need to change the topic. Zihua, who finished wiping her hands, did not sense Miaojing's reluctance to continue the topic. She carried on to explain. Qiaonan is very popular in school. She performed very well in school. I also feel like going back to university. If she knew a few more of those generous and friendly seniors, she would have lots to eat and drink when she was in school. There would be meat dishes for every meal. It was so much better than her days as a soldier in the army. Miaojing motioned for her daughter and daughter-in-law to sit by her side before she made the introductions for Qiaonan. Nan, this is Uncle Tian and Auntie Tian. This is Dongzi. He grew up together with Zihua. Qiaonan could finally take a close look at the Tian family with Miaojing's introduction. Chapter 1119, You're as beautiful as a flower. I will earn money to support the family financially. One could not deny that the Tian family was very good looking. Besides Mother Tian, Father Tian was very fair. As one would expect, Tiandong must have inherited his parents' genes to have skin that was fairer than that of a lady. As the saying goes, a fair complexion is good enough to cover one's faults. In addition, the Tian family of three was bright-eyed and had proportionate facial features. They were certainly not bad-looking. Most probably, due to the influence of the army, the looks of the Zai family were more masculine with some aura of righteousness. On the other hand, the Tian family was truly good-looking. Their face shapes were not the conventional square types. They had small and sharp chin faces that would become very popular more than a decade later. In short, without spending a single cent, they already possessed the face shape that many celebrities spent a bomb to pursue more than a decade later. They were born with it. It was certainly top-notch. After sizing up the Tian family briefly, Qiaonan took a few more glances at Tiandong. His lips were red and his teeth white. He had big, jet black, and dewy eyes. All of a sudden, one word appeared in Qiaonan's mind: transgender. In this world, there were people who would make women feel shameful. Although their gender was male, they would become more alluring and attractive than women once they were dressed in ladies' attire. Their figure was so good that it would make other women feel jealous. At the sight of Tiandong's face, Qiaonan felt that Tiandong was definitely the type of man that women would also detest. When Zihua fetched her earlier, her expression was so ugly at the mention of Tiandong's name. Her fury was greater than at any other time. Qiaonan finally understood why. As a pure bystander, one would be quite delighted to admire Tiandong as eye candy. The problem was that if one were to become associated with this man as the woman whom he would walk down the aisle with in the future, she would not feel good. All of a sudden, another sentence appeared in Qiaonan's mind: you are responsible for being as beautiful as a flower, while I am responsible for earning money to support the family financially. If Sister Zihua and Tiandong were really fated to get married, would this sentence describe the reality of Sister Zihua's future life? Because of this sentence, Qiaonan felt as if she had been struck by lightning. Hello, the day that Zai Sheng and you were married, our family missed your wedding due to other commitments. We were not able to rush back to Pingcheng. I wish Zai Sheng and you well. Father Tian spoke. When Qiaonan was sizing up the Tian family was also assessing Qiaonan, who had become Cinderella. Putting other things aside, Father Chen first looked at Qiaonan's pair of eyes. They were pure, clear, and honest-looking. As such, Father Tian heaved a sigh of relief. Well, this was someone approved by Old Master Zai. Hence, she certainly would not be too lousy. This young lady looked fine. After having an initial feel of what kind of person Qiaonan was, Father Chen felt much more at ease. At the sight of her husband's attitude, Mother Chen knew what to do next. Mother Tian smiled and said to Zihua, "It's boring to sit together. Don't youngsters like you like to watch movies nowadays? Youngsters should be more active. Dongzi, remember to take good care of the two younger sisters." They were going out to have fun together. Of course, the guy had to pick up the tabs. Tiandong, who had been keeping mum all this while, did not utter a word when he heard Mother Tian's words. However, he stood up. "Wow, Dongzi, did you get hormone injections while you were in America?" Initially, Zihua did not look up to Tiandong. She felt that Tiandong looked the same as when he was a child, fair, tender, and quiet. He was more studious than a grown-up lady. There were no sparks between them at all. It was quite difficult to find a man who was more formidable than her. However, marrying a wife was just a joke that she made when she was a child. She did not really want a girlish man who would tear at the slightest matter and required her to coax him all the time. If she really had to marry such a man, she would rather turn back and look for Wei Dai. However, Zihua, who secretly did not fancy Tiandong, had a shock when Tiandong stood up. She did not feel anything when Tiandong was sitting down. However, when he stood up, Zihua then discovered that Tiandong was extremely tall. Most likely, his height was more than 1.9 meters. The people in the Zai family were not short either. Zihua was already more than 1.7 meters tall. It was also because of this reason that very few men could stand confidently beside Zihua. It was too obvious that Zihua was taller. However, with Tiandong's appearance, even a tough lady like Zihua seemed petite. The corners of Tiandong's mouth moved. In the end, he said emotionlessly, "I didn't." At the sight of her son's response, Mother Tian was so angry that she could not help hitting Tiandong once. Hua Hua is joking with you. Can't you tell? Your response was so stiff and dim-witted. His son did not know how to read a girl's mind. He was good-looking, but his words and actions could drive others to their graves. That was also the reason why he was still single at his old age. He did not even have a girlfriend before. When she thought of Tiandong, this overage bachelor, Mother Tian was very worried. In the past, the family kept a watch on her son and forbade him from dating. They were afraid that he would be led astray and would have many girlfriends despite his young age. Also, an illegitimate child might eventually pop out of nowhere. At that time, Mother Tian felt that there was no issue in managing her son in this way. She did not voice out any opinions then. When Mother Tian had some views on this, she discovered that it was too late. Clearly, her son was already at such an age, but he did not feel for any lady. The culture was more liberal overseas. It was common for dating to occur at a very young age. The Tian family was also concerned about the prevalence of romantic relationships between people of the same genders. When Mother Tian went out, she would see two lads who were quite good-looking chatting and holding hands in the streets. They would then kiss each other from time to time. It was hard to understand the sadness in the hearts of mothers who had overage bachelors at home. They were really afraid that Tiandong would be led astray by the culture. Moreover, it was also time. The Tian family rushed back to the country and tried their best to help Tiandong find a woman to marry and then have children. Since they were considering their child's marriage, the Tian family was very particular about the lady's situation. When Zai Hua came to mind and they heard that Zai Sheng married Xiao Nan, a woman with a non-flattering family background, the Tian family also had reservations. There were certainly no issues with the children of the Zai family. However, the Tian family was not sure of the lady who had just entered the Zai family. They wanted to meet Xiao Nan personally before they decided on Tiandong and Zai Hua's matter. This was their first encounter today. At least, Father Tian did not feel revulsion against Xiao Nan. In that case, naturally, Tiandong should interact more with Zai Hua. What made Mother Tian sullen was that her son was behaving in the same cold and aloof manner that he did when he was overseas. Even if she were to punch him a few times, she might not gather a satisfactory response. Given her son's character, Mother Tian was afraid that she would not be able to get a daughter-in-law or carry a grandchild in her life. Zai Hua's character was not petty, but she was also a lady. She did not believe that. With that quiet and aloof character of her son, he would be able to woo Zai Hua successfully and marry her. Chapter 1120, There is Hope. Zai Hua's next words confirmed Mother Tian's worries. Auntie, forget it. I don't like to watch movies. Aren't you wasting the movie tickets if you bring me to watch it? I may fall asleep within 10 minutes. Of course, she disliked the person who would be watching the movie with her today more. Zai Hua's words dealt a critical blow to Mother Tian's heart. She was so angry that she just stared at her son, shunning him for being bad at words. She could not help blaming Dongzi too. If Dongzi did not have any feelings toward Zai Hua, why didn't he make himself clear? He even let them visit the Zai family. If Dongzi had some feelings toward Zai Hua, why was he looking so indifferent in front of Zai Hua? Mother Tian really did not know what to do with Dongzi, her son. She felt that she was dying from torture. In contrast to Mother Tian's anxiousness, Father Tian was calmer. However, he glanced at his son and hinted at him to know his limits. If he made her wife too anxious, he would not let him off even if he was his son. After receiving his biological father's warning, Tiandong looked helpless as he took out a box. This is for you. For me. Zai Hua raised her brows. She felt that this was rare. You're giving me things? Are you sure you didn't give it to the wrong person? Shouldn't he be giving her mother or Xiao Nan gifts to congratulate Xiao Nan on her wedding? Open it and take a look. Tiandong did not explain further. When Mother Tian saw that box, her eyes changed from a bright to gloomy look. It was not because of other reasons. Mother Tian knew what was in the box. If Tiandong were to give this lousy thing to Zihua, she would be surprised if Zihua would fancy her son. Mother Tian did not know that, sometimes, certain thoughts could not be controlled. Anyone who received a present would feel delighted. Zihua smiled as she opened the present. She only saw a broken wooden plank in it. Obviously, it had been broken after someone hit it. There also seemed to be someone's signature on it. Oh, my goodness! Where did you buy this thing? Is it fake? Don't give me imitated products. Otherwise, I will definitely deal with you. At the sight of the signature on the wooden plank, Zihua jumped with joy. That excited expression was exactly the same as that of a typical lady who had received a huge wedding proposal ring. When the despaired Mother Tian saw Zihua look so elated suddenly, her forehead broke out in a sweat. This was such a lousy wooden plank. Why was Zihua so happy upon receiving it? Mother Tian cast a doubtful look at Miao Jing. Miao Jing shook her head in puzzlement. She also did not know what was happening. Qiao Nan, who was sitting closer to Zihua, could see the signature on the wooden plank clearly. She asked, "Sister Zihua, you're Bruce Lee's fan?" If she did not get it wrong, that was the signature of Bruce Lee. "I am Bruce Lee's fan? Bruce Lee is my idol." After hugging the broken piece of plank and kissing it a few times, Zihua then found time to answer Qiao Nan's question. This was the wooden plank that Bruce Lee broke when he attended a television show in the past. It's very hard to find this. I never thought that I would have the chance to own it. After receiving her favorite present, Zihua did not find Tiandong such an eyesore anymore. "You're really my childhood buddy. You know what I like. You are also too much. You only came back now after being overseas for so many years. Good that you still have a conscience and didn't forget us, your childhood friends. This present is really something that I like." At the sight of Zihua changing her attitude toward Tiandong, from being cold to addressing him as buddies, Qiao Nan's sly eyes shifted between both Tiandong and Zihua. Hitting on what one likes. Judging from this, Tiandong had some feelings for Sister Zihua. It was impossible to prepare such a present at the 11th hour. "Aren't we going to watch a movie? The host will accommodate the guest. I will accompany you to the movie." After receiving a present that she liked, Zihua became very easy to convince. She did not feel revulsion against watching a movie now. Her daughter's attitude had changed too quickly. In particular, it had something to do with the gift. Miao Jing could not tell what was so good about that piece of broken wooden plank and why it would cause such a huge change in her daughter. However, her daughter's pragmatism made Miao Jing feel very embarrassed. Miao Jing looked at Zihua unhappily. "Didn't you say that you will fall asleep when you watch a movie?" Zihua hugged her present and said without a care, "He can watch his movie while I sleep. It is not mutually exclusive." At most, she was just changing places to take a nap. Most importantly, they were certainly not the ones who would pay for the movie tickets. Nevertheless, on the account of the present, it was fine too if she were to pay for the movie tickets. Miao Jing almost fainted because of this shameless reply of Zihua. It was so embarrassing, and it was also said in front of others. "Okay, let's watch a movie." When Miao Jing had completely given up on Tiandong, as the party concerned, Tiandong enthusiastically responded to Zihua's suggestion that they could continue with the plan to watch a movie. He did not mind Zihua's realistic behavior at all. Miao Jing blinked her eyes. That's fine. You, youngsters, can go and watch a movie. There is no better time than the present. When old Master Zai and old Zai are back later, could we have a meal together? All right, sorry to disturb then. Father Tian agreed readily. After Father Tian agreed, Miao Jing hurried the auntie to buy more ingredients to treat the guests later. "Qiao Nan, bring a sweater. We are going out together." After Zihua put away her precious treasure properly, she urged Qiao Nan to be faster. Xiaonan shook her head and turned sideways. I don't have the time to watch a movie. I didn't touch any books for the whole winter. My study plan has been messed up, so I have to catch up these few days. You all go ahead with the movie. I will stay at home and read. Xiaonan did not wish to accompany Zihua to watch a movie. Of course, she did not want to remain behind to entertain the Tian couple either. It was obvious that the other party had other objectives in mind. She could not be too involved. She was still a student. Of course, she had to take care of her studies. She certainly could not drop all of her own matters. Have fun, the two of you. Xiaonan patted Zihua's hands. Didn't she wish to have a baby? The relevant party had come knocking on the door. She had to nab the time and observe the other party well to confirm if he was suitable to be the father of her children. It was meaningless to bring a light bulb along. Putting aside the character, just with Tiandong's looks alone, he was ahead of Wei by 18 streets. If the two were really together, Xiaonan did not need to worry that Zihua's future child would be too ugly. Zihua was not pleased. She treated Tiandong as her buddy and did not have that kind of feeling. Furthermore, her judgment was not as good as Xiaonan in this aspect. She could not tell one's character accurately, but Xiaonan could widen her eyes and help assess Tiandong.